guys, come on in, come on in. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. Let me see if I can get my camera straight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in to my page. Golly, it's still crooked. Hold on, let me get it straight, y'all. I am in an event with Friday Favorites. I am so excited to be able to present with them. I have been watching. I've got a lot of crafting friends that are in this group, and I've been watching them. And anyway, so I was invited to be part of the group, which is always nice. But y'all come on in. Lisa is finishing up, and as soon as she is done, I will get started. And I'm assuming somebody's going to share me in. So, hey, Ruby, how are you? Come on in. Good to see you. I'm going to work with some rub-on transfers today, and we'll see how it turns out. That little box that Lisa is making is adorable. So, y'all come on in. We'll see how, this is the first time that I have been with the group Friday Favorites. So I'm assuming I'm doing the right thing by coming on early, and they're going to share me into the groups. So, wow, that turned out so cute, Lisa. Aww. So yesterday I was in an event with Grace Creations and Creators. Oh, how did I lose the name? Hold on a minute. Creatives for Christ. And we were celebrating a fellow crafter who has gone home to be with Jesus. So y'all come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to be working with two different companies tonight. I am an ambassador with Essential Stencil, and I'm also a designer with Chalk Couture. So I'm going to be working with both, a little bit of something from both companies. So y'all come on in. Hello, hello. We are going to get this party started. Now, I'm going to start with hey, Daryl, come on in. Hey, Sherry, you're up after me. I'm excited to see what you're going to make. Y'all come on in. We'll give everybody a few minutes to jump on. Hey, Audrey, good to see you. Good to see you. Y'all come on in. What I'm doing is I'm taking a pickle jar. This is a pickle jar, and I have put Slick Stick on it. And I'm going to leave it with, you know what? Oh, well. I'm going to leave this with kind of a marbled look. I actually started this a while back. Y'all come on in. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining me. You are in, I am in an event with Friday Favorites, so this is my first time presenting with them, and I'm pretty excited to be here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I was trying to decide the order in which I wanted to do my project tonight. And I just think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take these flowers. I love these bright, cheerful flowers. And I am going to put them on this pickle jar that I have already base coated with Dixie Belle Slick Stick. Slick Stick needs, at least an hour between coats when you, hey Lisa, I love that little box that you made. And thanks for sending me the prints. They are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But anyway, so Slick Stick needs at least an hour in between coats, and you just can't do that on a live. So I went ahead and I painted it. Actually, I painted it a while back and didn't use it, and it's been sitting on my desk. And I decided that, I really needed to do this project so that I can put some paint brushes in it. And it's not going to get off my desk, but it'll at least it won't be taking up empty space. So we're going to take these Essential stencils for transfer. These are transfers. I'm going to pull these out because I'm not sure exactly which ones I'm going to use and which ones I'm not going to use. I've had these for a while, so y'all, and hey there, Mary, how are you? I've had these for a while, so y'all, let's keep our fingers crossed that they're going to cooperate and, you know, come on off of here. So let's, oh, I didn't do the bottom. Oh, well, I'll get the bottom later. So this is my fermented pickles that I eat. It's either that or sauerkraut. I can't remember what. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take this stencil from Don't See You in the Group, So Came to Your Page. Oh, no. Am I supposed to share myself in, or will someone else share me in? Hold on a minute. Oops. Hold on. Let me share myself into the group, if I can do that. I don't know if how do I do that on a live? I don't want to hit finish. Can you share me into the group, Mary, into Friday Favorites? Huh. I just assumed that somebody would share me. I guess that was not a very good assumption then, huh? All right, I don't see anything. It says link. I see a star. Let's see what the star does. Nope, star does nothing. Hey, Corey, how are you? Corey, I'm not, Kippy does it. Usually let me see if I can. Okay, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. I'll give it a few minutes. And I'm going to decorate a jar that I'm going to keep some paintbrushes in today. And I've kind of had this, on this jar on my desk for quite some time now, and I thought, you know, I really need to do this project. So I've come up with, you know, different things from different events that I've been in that had themes, and I thought, you know, I'm going to make my own theme tonight. With being in all the different groups. Okay, so we're going to use Earth Laughs and Flowers after we get the flowers on, and we're going to see how this shakes out. And then after that, I'm hoping that I'll be able to add some bling. Not sure what you're asking. Oh, didn't know if Mary had said that I was not in the group, so I didn't know if I was supposed to share myself in or if someone shared me in. I never asked. And I just assumed that there was someone behind the scenes that was going to do it for me. So this is going to be a pretty simple project, one that hopefully is going to release from these transfers. I do a variety of different crafts. I work with paint. I am trying to learn how to work with, when I say paint, I work with chalk mineral paint. I work with acrylics. I do a little tiny bit with watercolors. Want to do more with watercolors. I work with Chalk Couture stencils, essential stencil rub-on transfers. My favorite thing is probably whimsical stuff. I am in the process of finishing up. Let me show y'all this before I get started. This is a cigar box that I started, I don't know, about a week or so ago. And I've just kind of painted it and added some rub-on transfers. And just to give you a little idea for those of you who are new to me or new to my page, that this has got you know, a little bit of, it's got some blending and some mixture of colors and some rub-on transfers. And then the other thing that I want to do with this is I got the rub-on flowers from Essential Stencil, Kippy, and I did not check to see if they are still in stock or not. But anyway, that was a cigar box that I got from my nephew. I think he got those from Nicaragua on one of his traveling excursions. But so what I want to do is we're gonna put this on here, okay? And I'm gonna add some butterflies. There's some yellow flowers, and so we're gonna just kind of cut this up and see where it goes. I love spring. Spring is I know we're in summer, but spring and summer are my favorite seasons because of the flowers, y'all. I love flowers. You cannot have enough flowers as far as I am concerned. All right, so let's see what we're gonna do here. I want this bright pink flower, these bright pink flowers on here. And then I'm gonna come back behind and I'm going to add a few more flowers, and after that I am going to take and I'm going to stencil Earth Laughs and Flowers. So let's go ahead and get started and see where this takes us, because I don't know. The kind of crafter I am is I start with in one place, and then I just let the project take me where it goes, and so we'll see what happens here. Now, what I could use, so funny, I was thinking about this the other day, is one of those special things that holds your, all right, here we go, y'all, holds your round project in place. Here we go. I typically, well, this is not sticking very well. Let's see what this is going to do for us. I'll have to show y'all the clock stencil that I used in just a minute. All right, so I'm going to rub this on here, make sure that it's nice and stuck down. And this is where we are going to take a little scrubby thing. I have never released one of these transfers on glass before, so we will see what happens, y'all. I have, in the past, I have added heat to these if they do not want to release. But I just wanted something bright and cheerful. I have these ribbons. They are so pretty. You mean these transfers? The ribbons. All right, so y'all, I'm hoping this is gonna pull through. All right, let's see what we got. So what you're gonna do, for those of you that are new to this, you're gonna take and you're gonna rub something over the design. And while you rub over the design, it should release. Oh, and it's going to do it. It's going to cooperate. And if any pieces pick back up, you just put it back down, rub it, and then just keep going. Now, if you are new to my page, the name of my page is Nothing is Wasted Designs, and it comes from the book of John, chapter 6, verse 12, where Jesus was feeding the 5,000. And one day, about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I was reading that passage, and when I read it, I got to the part where, after everybody had been fed, hey Beverly, happy Friday to you too. For those of you popping in, I am in an event with Friday Favorites. Thank you to Kippy for inviting me to be part of your wonderful group. I have watched from in the shadows for a while. Sometimes I talk, sometimes I don't. Oh, y'all, this is going to release beautifully. I'm going to use this for paintbrushes. But anyway, after Jesus had fed everyone, you know, there were the multitudes, 5,000. Those are just men that are counted. The women and children weren't counted in that count. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous, y'all. And he told his disciples that he wanted them to go and pick up the leftovers so that nothing was wasted. And I had never seen that part. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Mary. Welcome to Friday Favorites and my page, Nothing is Wasted Designs. All right, so see, this is wanting to lift up, so I have to press it back down and then rub over this. This one spot does not want to release. And so when I ran across that part of the passage where Jesus told his disciples to pick up the leftovers so that nothing is wasted. And because I had never seen that before, you know, it kind of came to the forefront of my mind. Hey, my color buddy Amy, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. And all right, we're almost there. There it goes. Okay. Like I said, this is just a pickle jar that I was going to throw in the trash, and I like the cylindrical look on it. I've got to do the bottom. I haven't done the bottom yet, but I'm gonna do something on the back here too. But anyway, I saw that part of the passage where Jesus told his disciples to to collect everything so that nothing was wasted. And when I started my business page, I don't want to put those away. I went from being a chocateur designer and wanted to change my name to something that would, you know, take me anywhere that God wanted to take me. So I wanted something that was a little bit broader than just one company. And you know, I prayed and I asked the Holy Spirit where I should, oh, y'all, this is so pretty, what I should name my page. And he reminded me of, hey, Berta, good to see ya. How are you? It's good to see you. All right, y'all, let's see what else I want to put on here. I know I want to put some butterflies, but I think I want to put some smaller. Oh, this is so pretty. All right, look at this, y'all. Look at this. I'm all over the place. I'm so excited to be in this group. This is the first time that I've been in Friday Favorites, and I just love what everybody does in this group. It's been fun to watch everybody. All right, so I think what I want to do is I want to come back here. This one has some yellow flowers and some butterflies over here, so maybe I want to put that on the back side. Let's try it and see what, no, hold on. But anyway, so when I named my page, oh, this one is smaller, so I'm going to do this one. When I named my page, the Holy Spirit reminded me of that passage, and so I just kind of prayed about it, and that was where it came from. And so that was where, let's see, I want to grab this. I'm going to grab this butterfly. That was where the name of my business page was born. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun because, you know, hey, friend, doing great. Thank you. Anxiously waiting for Ava. Oh, Ava's coming over for her mini vacay. Came to dog. Oh, good for you. Oh, I hope she comes when I'm online. All right, so we're gonna come over here, and I think that's gonna be a little bit big, maybe. So I may have to cut something back. All right, hang on, y'all. Not sure that's the right one for this. So let me come over here, and I'm gonna just start cutting some of these out. A little bit more about me, if you are new to my page, is I was a former public school teacher. All right, we'll put some of these, maybe this on here. Maybe some single flowers, y'all. I taught junior high math for a little over 8 years, and loved it, absolutely loved it. I loved working with 13, 14, and 15-year-olds. Everyone in this group, this is an amazing group. I am so excited to be able to be part of what Kippy is doing, because she's really done a nice job of pulling everybody together with so much talent. All right, I'm trying to decide. I think this one is smaller, so let me come in here. I don't want it to wrap around and take away from the front. After we get these flowers on here, we are going to put a stencil on. All right, that's gonna wrap around. I don't want that one. I have to see it before I can do it kind of person. This one is good. This might be good. I'm going to find the right one here in a minute, y'all. That's for sure. And in the meantime, I'm going to just cut this up. So Essential Stencil has these transfers, and they typically come with 2 different sheets. One sheet is this comes from Essential Stencil, and I do have a discount code if anybody is interested. Just message me and I can let you know the discount code. All right, this one, maybe this one. I got to see what's going to fit in this space, y'all. But I taught mostly algebra, which is my favorite math to teach. I taught geometry, not my favorite. I'm not good with spatial relations. So, hey, Dawn, good to see you. Welcome to my page and welcome to Friday Favorites. All right, let me see. I'm trying to find just the right flower here. Maybe this is it. Maybe we're going to do this. We're going to do Earth Laughs and Flowers here. I want something with a little bit of yellow in it. That's too big. Maybe we can come in here. No. Let's see if that's going to fit. All right, hold on. Hold the presses. But I had a lot of fun. The only reason why I left teaching public school was because God called me to be a okay, we can get that one on there. He called me to be a stay-at-home mom, and my husband and I decided to start a family, and that was, how many years ago? 35 years ago? Yeah, a little over 30. Oh, this one will look good on here. We'll get a little bit of purple in here. And maybe I'll back this up over here and fill something else in this space. So these are gorgeous flowers, y'all. Look at this. Look at these. I love this one. This one is my favorite. Kind of looks like a Gerber daisy. So I'm just trying to pick the right flowers. That one. All right, is this going to be, we'll add this to it. Do we want the purple on here? I don't think so. Maybe so. We've got some individual flowers. I should have thought this out a little bit better. All right, I think I want to add yellow right here. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll add that there. And where was the other one that I cut out that looked like it was going to fit? This one here. I think we're going to, maybe I'm going to just stick with the pink theme. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick with the pink theme, and then I will add some butterflies and some other things along the way. But anyway, I did so much with the kids, and many of you who have been on my page before have heard this. The teachers took bets on how long I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. That's how much I loved teaching. They did not think I was going to stay home, that I would be back, but I never came back because God never called me back. You know, the thing for me is wherever God wants me is where I'm going to go. Okay, I'm going to kind of center this here. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to put this up at the top. That's going to be perfect right there. That is going to do the trick. All right, so what you do is you take and you peel the top part of this off. Going to get rid of that. And it's sticky on this back side. And so what you're going to do is you're going to place this where you want it to go. And once it's down, it's down. It's not coming back up. So I'm going to go about, it looks like I'm going to hit this about right here. Oops. Well, it's supposed to be sticky. All right. Let's see if I can press this down. Get this to stick. And if you notice, I'm going from the center to the outside. Hey, Giselle, how are you? Good to see you. All right, so I'm just going to press this on here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little guy here. How are we doing on time? Oh, I'm going to have plenty of time. But anyway, so I became a stay-at-home mom and loved every minute of it and never looked back. And then God called me to homeschool, and I homeschooled our boys, not alone. God sent people to help me. I homeschooled our boys through high school, and now they are adult men. And I tell you what, I'm so thankful that God called me to be a stay-at-home mom. It was so funny because when my husband and I were first married, I think I want to add some more butterflies to this. When we were first married, he was talking about how he never wanted to depend on my income so that in case I ever wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, I would, we wouldn't be struggling. So my income was mostly used for like fun things and stuff like that. And I remember looking at him and telling him, I did not get a college degree to be a mother. And I'm sure God just laughed and said, oh, yes, you did. And not saying that, that was my ignorance, speaking of, not really understanding the true value of what a stay-at-home mom does. And, I taught a lot of accelerated students, algebra in, 8th and 9th grade. And, so they're pretty bright. And, most of the kids that I had, they had stay-at-home moms. And I saw the difference that it made in the kids. All right, so this is coming off nicely, y'all. I like to take my finger, if you're noticing, I'm taking my finger and I'm just kind of, very easily running it underneath there to help gently lift that off of there. And there we go. And then I'll go back over this. All right, so this is what we have. All right, so here we go. So this is like the big one. And we're going to turn it around to the back. And I think I want to put a little something. Maybe we'll fill this in with some butterflies. I think this is a good time to add a couple of butterflies. So I think I want to put in a couple of flowers. So just a pickle jar, y'all. just a pickle jar. Save your pickle jars. See, if you notice, see how this is like nice and straight up and down as opposed to being fluted or, you know, like this. All right, look at this here. See how this has got a lot of wasted space in it? Look at all that air that's in there. The top of this is almost full, but there's a lot of wasted space. So what I wanted was a jar that was just tall and cylindrical and was not, you know, I could utilize the space that that was on it. All right, I don't want the purple one on here. I don't think I want that, but I do think I want to put another pink flower on here. Let's see if we got a smaller one. I think I want to put this one on here. And I'm going to take the stem off of this. I'm going to take the stem off of this, y'all. Right or wrong, that's what I'm going to do. So when I got when I became a stay-at-home mom, I was so thankful that that I did not have to go back to work, and that my husband had the wisdom to say that, all right, we're going to put this right in here. That we were going to depend only on his income and not both of our incomes. He had a condo that he had already bought when we were dating, and so when we got married, I moved in with him, and you know, he was already accustomed to making the payment on his own, so it wasn't like he needed me to help him, and which, you know, we were really blessed with, because not everybody has that luxury. And all right, here we go. How we doing on time? 5:30. Boy, the time flies fast, doesn't it? All right, so there we go. So now we got another one of these. I love these pink flowers, y'all. So after I had been home as a stay-at-home mom, God called me to be a homeschool mom. And at the time, I thought homeschoolers were just a little bit off. And we are. We don't do anything conventional. And anyway, so, all right, so I'm going to put this guy right in here among the flowers. Could put one on the flower, maybe. Maybe we'll do that. We're going to put this guy, no, I'm going to fill this space. It's going to be among the flowers. That was kind of scary for me. Oh, I didn't want to do that. No. All right, I'm going to piece this back together. I caught the... All right, y'all, it looks like I'm going to be able to salvage this. I got the plastic. Huh. This is the first time I've done that, but that worked out well. All right, so now I'm going to take that. I pieced it back together, kind of like a broken cup, because I ripped part of his wing off. And now I'm going to take this other part and I'm going to fit it in the hole here. All right, this is a new learning curve for me, y'all. So if you lift this up and you rip part of the design off, you can piece it back together. All right, let me see what we got here. I got to get his antenna in here. Well, I really did a number on this butterfly. But the good news is, how about that? You can piece it back together and you don't even know that anything happened to it. So there we go. So there's our butterfly. So we're going to put some more butterflies on here. Get a little bit, we'll come over here and All right, what color do we want to put on? I want to put another yellow flower on here. I want some more yellow. So let me come in here. So like I said, this is just a very, very simple project that you can do. All right, we're going to put that one right in here. I'll show you in just a minute. That you can take, you know, your trash to treasure kind of concept. All right. Take your pickle jar and turn it into a paintbrush holder. Hey, Ava, how are you doing? So good to see. How's your summer doing? Are you swimming? Do you like to swim? I used to swim all summer long. All right, that one lifted up, so I got to lift it back, put it back down. You do want to be careful not to catch the lip of this, though. Now, after I get everything on here and the weather cools down, I will spray this probably with a shellac or something to seal everything. All right, so this is what we have. All right, so let me show you what we've got. And I'm going to come back through. I really like that big one there, y'all. And I'm going to fill in. I think I'm going to put a butterfly or something in here. So let me get another butterfly. We used to have, when my younger son was, gosh, how old was he? He was pretty young. Maybe 3rd grade, something like that. There were these little yellow butterflies that would always fly around. And we used to say, flutter, 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 I see a butterfly. And that was a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to come in here. And you can put these, you can layer these. You can put the butterfly on the flowers. You can put the butterfly or, you know, the other flowers. All right, you just come back over this. Put them in a blank space. All right, here it comes. Oops. Oh, it's on this glass, it's slippery. All right, so we're going to get a couple more butterflies on here. I think I want to put a monarch on here. So we're going to come over here to that. And I think I want that to be, I'm going to, all right, let me see. I think I'm going to go, maybe I'll put it up here. Oh, there we go. No, hold on. We'll put it right in here. All right, so here we go. Take the two apart, and this guy's going to come land right on this flower. And then we are going to, how are we doing on time? We're doing good. So I've got him landing right on that flower. He's got his feet extended. So yeah, so when God called me to be a stay-at-home mom, that was kind of scary for me because, you know, I did it again. I could teach math with no trouble at all, but I was a little bit concerned when it came to reading. Oh. Well, that just didn't work out so well on that one. This glass is slippery, so if you're going to work on glass, just be careful. All right, that's got a little bit of a hole in it, but I think it'll be okay. All right, here we go, y'all. So we've got this. We've got a butterfly. I feel like we need something right in here. And I am going to stencil right over top of this. Let me get another one of these pink flowers. And I'm going to cut this. I think I'm going to cut the stem off again. Let me check it. Yeah, I think I want to. I'm going to fill that space in right there because I kind of, all right, so I'm going to take the stem off and I'm going to put this right here and just kind of layer it over top of it. This glass is slippery, y'all. So just, you kind of need to get a grip, a good grip on everything so that you can hold it down. Okay, it's coming off. And I have seen these these transfers done on fabric. I have seen them done on pocketbooks. You can, there's, a variety of different ways that you can use these transfers. All right, here we go. And if the piece lifts up with the paper, then you just put it back down. All right, let me see what I got. All right, so what I want to do now is I'm going to come, I intentionally left this area down here because this is where I want to put my Chalk Couture stencil. So let me put these down here. Throw this away, get all our extra trash out of the way. And I'm only going to use the words. So again, I'm going to take and I'm going to cut. This is a stencil that comes in 4 parts. It has some it says it's flip-flop season. I've made a door hanger with that. And then it has earth, laughs, and flowers. I'm only going to do the words. I'm not going to do the flowers on the top and bottom. Don't, when in doubt, vacation, and come on spring, do your thing. So there's a variety of different messages on here that you can use. And I'm going to need to fuzz this, which means that I need to get my fuzzing cloth, which is down here on the floor because it fell. All right, here we go. Now, the reason why, and I'm probably going to need to wax this because it may pull up otherwise. All right, so I'm going to separate the top and the bottom. These are, it's like silk screening. And I think this is going to go all the way around because when I tested it, I'm pretty sure that's what it did. Well, it doesn't feel too sticky, so I think we're going to be okay. All right, so I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put this, I think, do I want to put it here? Is that going to work? Or do I want to put it over top of the flowers? We'll see. All right, so where is about halfway? That's going to be right about the H and the S. All right, let me get this to stop wiggling on me. But really, that would be the ideal place to be. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to start a little bit off center here. It's not going to lay flat enough. You want this to lay flat. If it doesn't lay, yeah, it's got to be here. All right, I'm going to start earth a little bit off near the front. All right, let me straighten this. Because I tested this to make sure that it was going to be flat enough. All right, so we're going to go here, and we're going to go around, hopefully. All right, let's do this. Here we go, y'all. All right, so this is a Chalk Couture stencil and Chalk Couture paste, and we're going to just take, I'm going to do this in black because I want to make sure that we see it. And I'm only going to do the words Earth Laughs and Flowers. And just take a squeegee and go over top of what is here. I'm going to turn this around, and so that I don't pick up that design there, I'm going to go into the center. So I'm going to do the edge into the center, and then I'm going to turn my squeegee around. I'm going to dip this in here again and see how this turns out. And it's probably going to get paint on it anyway because, so if I mess up, it's not going to be that big of a deal because I'm going to be putting paint brushes in here. All right, y'all, here we go. I'm going to put this off to the side. And we are going to lift this up. Oh, yeah. Ah! Oops. That is not good. All right, let's just see what happens here. It lifted up. It lifted up the flower. Well, stink. I should have waxed this. Everywhere except that one spot did okay. All right, let's see what we got here, y'all. Let's see how bad this is. Oh, that is a bummer. All right, so lesson learned. It's all about learning the lesson. What would I do differently? So I'm calculating. I'm thinking. Let me show you what we have here. Okay, you see this big hole? Oh, that was so pretty too. So what I should have done or could have done, I could have done a number of things. Number one, I could have done the stenciling first. And then that would have, I wouldn't have had to worry about the flowers pulling up. The other thing that I probably should have done since I put the flowers down first is sealed this and then let it dry. And if I would have sealed this with something, it would have been fine. But, oh, that's terrible. I am so sorry that happened though. So what am I going to do? I am probably going to paint over this, and I will try a different set of transfers because, you know, not everything that we do turns out and, you know, perfectly, and everything's a learning curve. But it's, for some reason, these rub-on transfers aren't sticking down really, really hard. And so when I lifted up that, I think of seal. Yeah, I think if I sealed it, that's what I should have done, Loretta. But I really did. I've never done a Chalk Couture stencil over top of rub-on transfers, so I really didn't even think about that was going to pull up. I've never had that problem before, but I did. So we learn from this, and we move forward with it, and. So there's nothing I can do about it now because the parts of the flowers are pulled up. Now, if I would have waxed this, I probably wouldn't have had that problem. So I have a clear wax that I could have waxed over top of all the flowers. So all right, let's do this, y'all. Let's turn this into an experiment instead of. All right, before I do that, let me, I'm going to clean this stencil so y'all can see how it's done. And then I'm going to put some wax over that, and I'm going to try and do another design, another chocolate tour design on here. And let's just, it's already messed up, so let's take the mess up and turn it into a learning curve, right? All right, so here we go. I'm going to just spray this with some water. This is distilled water that I have in here, but you do not need to use distilled water to clean these stencils. All right, we're going to turn this over. You can see the back of this? Can y'all, let's see, let's do it this way. Can you see? That's where the rub-on transfer came off and stuck to that. All right, so now what we have is we don't have a finished product or a finished piece. What we have is an experiment, and we're going to see it does not look like, so I've ruined my transfer. If I can't get this off of here, I may have ruined the transfer. All right, good thing for me that I have more than one of these. But let's see. I'll take a board eraser. I don't know if I have one here. Yep. Let's take a board eraser and see if we can use our board eraser. So this is where we just, we learn a little bit more than we knew before we started. So I'm going to take a board eraser. This is a Chocator board eraser, and see if, and that does not want to come off of there. It is going nowhere. Yep, it's not going. Okay, so this transfer may potentially be ruined because I didn't wax it. So let's do this. Let's just play with this and see if my wax would have made a difference. So I've got some wax. I'm going to put this out of the way. And let's put some wax on the jar. All right, let's do it. Let's put some wax on here. I want to be careful because the rub-on transfer, I don't know how much it's going to stick to this. All right, here we go. Is this dry? All right, so we're going to just put some wax on here. And a little bit more on here. Of course, it may have just been pockets, so, this isn't going to be a, all right, see how that's coming off? That's coming right on off of there. And this is how we take our project, and when it doesn't turn out, we turn it into a totally different direction called a learning curve. It's definitely coming off of there. So I've got 8 minutes to see if we can do this a second time. All right, I can feel the wax on there. All right, let's take and just kind of buff this up. We'll put that back in here. And let's see if, you know what? I want kind of the same. All right. Like I said, I have another set of these, so I'm not going to really worry about this if it gets ruined. So let's just do this. I'm going to put the spring one on, and we are going to, we're going to fuzz it just like we did. I want a new transfer that has not been used. And see, it's not that sticky. So I'm not quite sure. All right, so here we go, y'all. I'm going to take and I'm going to put this up at the top. And we're going to go around this. And I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to do parts of this just to see if when I release this, what's going to happen. All right, let's put on here, do your thing. I don't need to do, you don't have to use all the words in the transfer. All right, let's chalk, do your thing. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Working, teaching public school will teach you to drop back and punt in the blink of an eye because you never know what you're going to get. Fortunately, I had great kids. I loved it. I loved teaching. I taught in the homeschool community. I taught in public school. I actually, when I was in high school, my algebra teacher, whenever she took a personal reasons day, she would tell the substitute that if anybody had any problems to let me go to the board and explain things for everyone. So that was a lot of fun. All right, here we go. We're going to take and we're going to pull this off of here. Okay, that bled a little bit. I may have not had it stuck down, but so the wax made a difference. The wax definitely made. Okay, so moral of the story is, all right, let me put this off to the side for right now, and then we'll go ahead and we'll clean this. If you are going to use the rub-on transfers with Chalk Couture's silk screening stencils, you're going to want to wax before, because there's an adhesive on the back of the stencils. And so you want to make sure that you don't have that so super sticky that that it pulls those rub-on transfers off. All right? So lesson learned. Man, I had such a great idea for decorating that and everything. So we will, oh, it did pull up some here. So maybe I didn't wax there. All right, so can you see that on the back of that? Right here and right there. So maybe I didn't wax that part. But, so maybe this is not a good idea. I'm going to have to play around with this. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? I love to learn, and mistakes don't stop me. All right, so we're going to put the back sheet on the back of our stencil is how I would do it if I'm going to reuse it, but I have a feeling that this is going to probably go in the trash, y'all. If you really want to know the truth about it. But I want to show you how this is, you just put that on there and then it's ready to go again if you haven't messed it up. All right, so what did I want to show you? Oh, I wanted to show y'all what I wanted, the ribbon that I wanted to put on here. I wanted to put this polka dot ribbon on here. I thought that would be really cute. And you know, I could put that, I was going to put it at the top and maybe down here at the bottom. Let me turn it around so y'all can see it. I thought that was going to be really cute. The other ribbon I had, I wasn't sure which one I was going to use for sure, was that I have just a small piece of this, you know, kind of like a buffalo plaid. And I had thought about putting like maybe a small piece of that down at the bottom. And then I also had some bling. So I had all kinds of options here. But you know what? First time being in Friday Favorites, and we got a blooper, but that's okay. So I'm going to let that stay, and then I'm going to show you something that I made the other day, yesterday, that, let me get my hands clean. I was so excited about how this turned out. So let me get my hands, let me get all of this ink off of this paste off of my hands so that I don't mess up my next project. And fortunately, it is in, I think I'm going to leave it in the plastic. So this is a clock stencil that Essential Stencil has that I made. So, so funny because I wanted to show you all this, and so there is something that I can make that that does turn out, and most of the things do. But anyway, these are two stencils that I put together on a 16-inch round. The Essential Stencil has a clock stencil, and anyway, this is what I made yesterday, and it has the scripture of Esther on it. Perhaps this is the moment for which you have been created, Esther 4:14. So I want to turn this into an actually working clock, and I haven't decided where I'm going to get my clock parts from. There's a place online, I can't remember the name of it, but I've got it. I've got notes on it, and I'm looking forward to turning that into a real clock. It is 6 o'clock. Sunshine Designs, Sherry with Sunshine's Designs is up after me, so y'all please go and watch her. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. Kippy, thank you for having me. I hope you'll invite me back and give me a second try. But anyway, so I love y'all. Jesus loves you more, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. And go check out at Hobby Lobby. Okay. That's good to know. Thanks, Berta. I'll check it out. All right, so y'all refresh the page. Be sure to join Friday Favorites Facebook group. It's free, and when we go live, you will be notified. All right, y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.